Well, hello everyone. Guess what? It's Soul Juice Monday, and I'm actually calling it uh, Magnificent Monday. What do you think about that? I love it. So, anyway, today what we're going to talk about is our stories. And believe me, we have a million of them. We're making them up all the time. And I'm going to talk about actually three distinctions about our stories that we tell. One is the stories from our past, the stories that we have about other people, and the stories that we tell about the experiences we are having in our lives. And then I'm going to share with you this beautiful invocation that came to me today just as I was waking up. I actually had to wake up early and I really didn't want to, but it was so juicy good. I had to get up and write it down. So I'll share that with you at the end of this. So our stories. Okay, so the first one I want to talk about is the stories of our past, and what we do, many of us do, including myself, not so much anymore, but definitely in the past years, where we bring the stories of our past in the present moment. And most of the time, I find that those stories are stories about, being betrayed or anger or fear or lack or scarcity. It's some story that we continue to tell over and over and over again. And we bring those stories into the present moment, right? So we actually recreate that energy. You can see that when someone's telling a story about maybe it's their ex-husband or their children or their mother-in-law, or how they were treated as children or how their life was as a child. And you can just feel that anger or that fear or disappointment or confusion being brought right into the present moment. So we're recreating those over and over and over again, which doesn't give us a lot of room to create something new. So I want to ask you is, why would you continually create, experiences that were, sad or hurtful and bring them into the present moment? Why is it that we continue to want to be victimized by our lives? Well, one of the reasons I believe is that because we haven't found the gifts of our story. We haven't seen, what we learned or how we grew or what we can appreciate about the experiences and the stories of our past. I think that is one of the most important things for us to do, is to really look and see, because I believe that every experience we have is for our benefit. That, life, the cosmos, the universe, God, whatever you want to speak to, is working always on our behalf. So there's always a gift in everything. It just depends on if you're looking for it or not. And that's truly just a shift of perception. It's like from looking about what was wrong to what was right about that experience and that story that you continue to recreate in your life. So, maybe, you got really clear about what you didn't want, or maybe you realized that you could persevere through some really challenging times, or that, you had great strength and courage because of that story and that experience. Or let's say, you found compassion and forgiveness because of that experience and story in your life. So if you can go and look back at your life and really glean the gold, get the nuggies, get the nuggets that are always there for us. Always, always, always. So that's one thing that I just invite you to do. If you notice that you continue to bring the past into the present, look and see, what are the gifts? What are the gifts that you can grab and hold on to because they're there. I guarantee you. We cannot have all the hardships we've had in our lives without getting some growth, a gift, an experience that will serve us throughout life. Okay? And the next one is like, you know, the stories that we tell about other people. So it's like, you know, we have this perception. Somebody does something and we make up a story about who they are out of one experience. Okay, let's say that, you know, you walk in, say you walk into your work and you walk in and your boss looks at you but doesn't acknowledge you or say hello. And you're like, oh my God, what did I do wrong? Oh boy, they're really having a bad day. I wonder what I did. What did somebody tell them? Oh boy, I think I'm going to be really, it's going to be a bad day. I don't know. Oh man, maybe I should just go home now. Maybe I should get, so we make up these stories about something that happened. Someone looked at us and we make up a story about it. We really, truly are story makers. We should be writing fairy tales instead. So that's an experience that we do all the time. You know, someone looks at us in a different way, or your husband doesn't get home from work in time, and then you start making up all kinds of stories about why they're not there and that they don't appreciate you and how could they do that. Dinner's ready on the table, and see, they just don't, you know, they don't acknowledge and appreciate all of who I am. I mean, I've done that one before. So we make up stories all the time. So it's really great if you can like start to notice the mind when it starts going down that rabbit hole, and just like stop and go, wait a minute. Do I really, is this what I want to create? And ask yourself, what am I creating right now? Drama, chaos, you know, anger, resentment, because we can make it up and then we start feeling it like it's true and it's not, because we're making this stuff up. And then there's those experiences that we have in life where, you know, someone cuts you off in traffic and you're like, oh my God, what the heck, you know, they're such jerks and how can they do that? And we get into this whole drama about it and get all uptight and angry and, you know, just start setting this energy in motion. And again, you can ask yourself, what am I creating here? So really what happened, I'm going to give you this beautiful distinction that'll really help you out. And it's like, okay, so if you had a circle, hit this circle right, this is what happened. Okay, and so what happened was someone, you know, cut you off in traffic. That's what happened. That's all that happened. But then we take this other circle and we collapse it on top of what happened, which is our stories and the meaning we add to it. So we add stories and meaning to experiences in our life, instead of just seeing it for what it is. You know, my boss looked at me. That's what happened. This person cut me off. That's what happened. My husband's late from work. That's what happened. But again, notice the story and the meaning that you collapse on top of what happened. That is really, really powerful. And I want to share with you, oops, got to get that. From the Effed Manifesto, I've got some couple really great ones for stories in here that we need to say F it to. Okay, this is a good one. So this is F it number 19 in the F it Manifesto. Yeah, okay. It's listening to people's BS and the same old effing stories, okay? Tell them to write a book instead. That's what it says. We know this one. Okay, it's like, how many times have your eyes glazed over when you are again listening to that same old, sad, boring, victimized drama story you've heard for the millionth time from the same person? We all know that, right? We might be the ones doing it. Different twist, same old story. How many times are you willing to sacrifice yourself? Notice if you run the other direction every time certain people come around you, right? It's time to fess up. Let them know you have heard that story and you're willing to listen, like really listen, because usually we're not listening, we're judging them, judging the hell out of them. Listen to them one more time, okay? Then ask them if they are ready to let go and be liberated from the grip of the past. And that's the key, because when you continually show up as a victim in life, guess what? You get to be victimized. And ask yourself this question again. I'm going to say it again. What am I creating? Very powerful. And then here's another one. This is effort number 23 in the manifesto. And this one is my sad story is better than yours. Right? You're talking about, your childhood story and everybody's, and then someone goes, well, mine was really bad. You wouldn't have believed if you would have been me as a child, right? Oh, it was really bad. It's like, stories are like a-holes. Everybody's got one, right? We all got a story. We all have them. So we all have a story, our own personal journey that has gotten us to where we are right now. You can thank it for all it's giving you, or you can drag it around and let it choke the life out of you. Right? And everyone else around you that's willing to listen. If you believe your story is worse and more traumatic than everyone else's, and that gives you the right to be a victim, a complainer, and to live small, think again. So, I'm bringing this forward because I am very committed to all of you, everyone living an extraordinary life. And one way we can do that is to start liberating ourselves from the past victim stories in our life, to get the gifts, and believe me, there are many, and use those to create, the life that we are really here to live, that we were born to live, okay? And so that's why I bring this to your attention. So I hope that this gives you something to look at and something to be aware of, and definitely be kind and gentle to yourself as you're doing it, because that's a really important piece. Don't be hard on yourself. We're all so damn hard on ourselves. So we need to lighten up. This is an inquiry, right? We're looking to and examining our lives to see, where we can find liberation. So again, remember this distinction. This is what happened. Remember, this is what happened. And then notice when you start adding a story and meaning on top of what happened, and separate those and just stick with what happened. And notice when you start making up more and more and more and more stories. And again, the question I want you to ask over and over again, what am I creating? I hope that was helpful for you guys. Now I want to share with you this beautiful invocation that I got right when I was waking up this morning. It was so powerful, and I invite you. It's here in the feed, so you can copy and paste it. And I invite you to say it before you get out of bed in the morning. It's a wonderful way to set up your energy and your blueprint for the day. So here it is. This is what came to me this morning. I am the divine in form. I honor my physical body as I am led to my greatest destiny. Each moment of my life is a brilliant gift that is unfolding with purpose and grace. Abundant wealth is my divine birthright, and I give of that abundance generously. My thoughts, my words, my actions are in alignment with my high holy self. Joy is my nature. Love is my offering. Laughter is my song. I am here to experience the fullness of my life, and I am grateful for each breath given me. I rest in the knowing that my life is fully expressed in service of the one and all. Breathe that in. It is done, it is done, it is done, and so it is. Well, I do hope you guys all had fun today. And who knows what I'll be, bringing forth next Monday. Also, you can download, there's a link in the feed to get your free ebook of the F-It Manifesto. And then you can go to my website, susanglavin.com, and see what I'm up to. Have a fabulous, fabulous Monday.